Please be advised we are speaking in our own individual capacities and not representing any companies we may work for.
We are not your lawyers, and any information given during this podcast does not constitute as legal advice and is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Enjoy the episode. Hi guys, I'm Katie.
And I'm Nicole.
And welcome back to Girls Gone Legal.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Guys, this episode, we have such a special guest.
Yes.
Wait, before, can I just tell a little bit of a story before we get special guest? Okay, so some of you may know, not you guys, but Nicole will. I had an exam today, right? I went to write common law. So here's the tea, guys. So I wake up really early. My exam's at 9. I'm up by 6. I'm like, I'm gonna get to school so early. It was open notes because I wanted to like review my notes, make sure I had a good spot in the class. Yeah. I'm the first one that gets there. So I sit down, I spread all my stuff out, and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save 2 spots on either side of me for my 2 friends in the class. Yeah. So I start pulling stuff out of my bag. Put a book over here. Put a book over here. I went to go open my bag to put something else, and I go, my laptop's not with me.
No.
I went to write my exam and didn't have my MacBook.
Are you kidding? That's like my biggest fear.
Oh, I know. I saw a TikTok about someone being like, oh, I forgot and I'm like, how do you forget your laptop at a law school exam? And then I literally did it. And what was I doing so I didn't have my MacBook? And I was like spinning out because at this point, I had been like reading my notes for so long that my exam was about to start. And I'm like, I literally don't have a computer. Like, what do I do? I'm gonna have to blue book this, which is writing it by hand, a law school exam. There's no way I'm writing it by hand. No. So I'm spinning out being like, oh my God, what do I do? Lauren, I love you.
I was gonna say, did Lauren
I woke her up because it was so early. Like my exam was early. And I was like, I'm calling an Uber, like courier. Yeah. To like come pick it up. You gotta put my laptop in this Uber. And she's like, okay, and like ran down and did it. And the Uber is literally gonna get to me at like 9:25. My exam was at 9:30. I'm like shaking. This guy must have known because he flew. Well, no, then he messaged me on Uber and was like, hey, are you going to New York? Like, where are you going to this location? Like, I can't bring it there. And I'm like, it's an exam. You need to bring it. I need my laptop. Yeah. So he's like, okay. And then this guy must have flown because he got to me so quick. And then I ran up to the car and grabbed it. And he was like, give me 5 stars. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm going to give you 5 stars and a tip. And I ran and wrote my exam. It was crazy. Anyways, that was my morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I was bad at answering your text today because I was just like, in shambles. Anyways.
My biggest fear is to have to blue book a test.
Yes, me too. Like imagine your computer breaking or some shit.
No,
oh my God.
Now, if it was multiple choice, I think I'd be okay.
No, it was 2 essays and they were so long.
That's nuts.
Oh my God, I almost cried. I was like, but my brain, that's like definition of fight or flight because like I wanted to literally crawl into a bowl and start bawling my eyes out, but I had 20 minutes to figure it out. So I'm like, call an Uber, do this. And I was just like, I gotta figure it out. Anyways, that was my morning.
Everything works out for a reason, but definitely fight or flight.
Yeah, insane. It's okay that it worked out.
It worked out. You took the test.
The dean came in the room and I was like, Dean, I won't say his name. I was like, this is what happened. He was like, well, why did you leave your laptop? I'm like, I didn't mean to. It was a whole thing.
I love like before the exams, like when they would walk through the rooms.
Yeah, and just like say hello and I'm either like shaking or.
One proctor would always say like, don't be nervous. I'm nervous for you anytime. And I'm like, why are we going to talk about this guy right now?
My proctor actually today goes, okay, guys, you're going to start. So take a deep breath. And everyone was like, okay, we needed that. And like took a deep breath. So
yeah, they just try to calm you down.
Yeah, I'm one down. I have, aside from take-home stuff, I have 2 more to go. So
2 more. Oh, this week? Or
yeah, 1 tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Thursday. Okay. And 1 on the following Monday.
Okay.
So we're getting
and then you're out of here. You're traveling.
And then I'm on a plane.
You're on a plane.
That's the only thing pushing me through. Anyways, Nicole's on a plane too this week, so we'll get this
all 2 days
moving. Plus, today's a special episode.
I know.
Why is it a special episode, Nicole?
We have a really special guest.
What is so special about this guest?
First, he's an NFL agent. He's a guy.
It's our first male guest.
We're bringing the boys on now. We're getting them involved. That's it. Let's get our audience going.
Yetta boys.
I'm excited. He's also like a brother to me. We grew up together.
Give me a spiel. Give me the bio, Nicole. All right, who's coming on?
All right. So his name's Mike Delle Donne. He went to Temple University. He majored in sports management. He also went to Seton Hall University for his MBA. He's an NFLPA Certified Agent. He started in 2021 to current. So he's still an agent. He's got 4 active NFL clients, which might change with the draft. That just took place. So, you know, you'll see, he'll talk about the draft and all his players and how the draft works and that things can still happen, you know, even weeks after. Mm-hmm. His passions are football, golf, traveling, food, sports, and live competition. So a little more about him. He was certified as an agent in 2021. He represented players from Illinois, Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, Rutgers, and more. Mike enjoys advocating for his clients and building not only a working relationship, but a friendship. Due to his age, he's able to relate to the players and provide football and life guidance. Mike's 28. Mike has been successful in the special teams realm, handling many kickers and long snappers. And Mike got his start in sports while working for Temple University, football in college. He found his passion and enjoys evaluating talent, scouting, and representing athletes, helping them achieve their dreams. Mike prides himself on work ethic, relationships, and knowledge of the game. And I can tell you, Mike is very knowledgeable. He knows a lot.
Yes.
Just watching him grow up, too, he's always known so much about the football and sports industry. Yeah. So I can't wait to have him on.
Okay, let's hear from Mike.
We are so excited to have Mike Delle Donne on the podcast today. Mike is like a brother to me. I don't know why I'm looking over there. He's a family friend, grew up together, and he's in the sports world. And
I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's our first male guest.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Exactly.
This is a badge
We're
of honor
excited.
you can wear. Yeah.
Let's get in. Let's get the male audience and the boys.
But we gave you like a formal background on everything from career to education, the whole rundown. But I mean, I guess we'll like let you take it away with kind of like your perspective on what your day-to-day looks like. Like just tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So I represent NFL players. I'm certified by the NFLPA. I always hover between like 5 and 7 guys on teams. They get cut a lot. They join new teams. They travel. So it kind of always changes. But yeah, everyone thinks an agent's job's glamorous. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. There's probably more stabs to the chest than wins. But then when you get the wins, it's awesome, I would say.
Yeah.
But like every day is different. I mean, you're a counselor, therapist to these guys. You're helping them move. You're helping them get placed, helping them get evaluated to new teams, helping them navigate the draft process as a whole thing. You're evaluating and recruiting new talent because it needs to be a good continuous pipeline. Mm-hmm. You're maybe doing off the field marketing for them. Maybe they want a clothing brand that can hook them up for some event they're going to, right?
Oh, so you do endorsement stuff too?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you need big guys to do that.
Right.
It depends on the level of guy, but brands will engage with guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and then you're just kind of coaching them through like their playing career too. Like you need to make sure they're in the right mindset. Like if they're not on team, I'm not making money. If they're not in a helmet and they're on a couch just sitting there, like that's not good.
Right.
So that's the goal. Like get the guys playing, get them in a helmet.
Right. And your actual title is you're an agent.
Yeah.
So just for like the audience, can you give like a little bit of a description on like what does that? I know you kind of explain your hats, but what is that?
Like every sport, hockey has agents, baseball has agents, but football specifically, you need to be certified by the NFLPA. You pay a couple $1,000s a year. You sit
Players
for
Association.
You sit for a test. There's about 800 to 900 player agents that are certified, but I would say half of those guys don't even represent players. And then I would say 90% of the players are dominated by like 10% of the top agents. Right. So it's very top heavy.
Right.
And then the other 10% of players are being fought for by the other 80 to 90% of agents.
Right.
So you can see there's a big drop off there. So it's dominated by big companies, I would say, that have big backing. And then you have these mid-tier firms and then you have these small tier firms. The old guard, I would say, is like lawyers, like you guys, law school. The new guard, I would say, like myself, guys in their 20s and 30s, they're not as many lawyers, right? You really don't need a law degree. Like this is a relationship business. And that's what I think has gotten me to my point. Like as long as you know the collective bargaining agreement, it's between the owners and the players. That's the agreement that binds them.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in law school for that.
Yeah. That's what I want to get into next. And how do you become a sports agent? Like, did you go to law school? Did you not go to law school? Why not?
Yeah.
No, great question. I thought about law school, but you need a second degree to sit for the test to become an agent with the Players Association. So any degree. So I got an MBA from Seton Hall University. So that was like the next best thing behind law school. Right. So it went for that. It was quicker.
It could be any degree?
Any degree. So you could just do a random communications thing, right? So, but I chose sport management and Masters of Business, so MBA. I did it in about 2 years. The test to become an agent is only given once a year, every July.
Oh, wow.
So I finished grad school in June, like end of May, June, took the test in July. So my whole goal was get grad school done quick so I can sit for the test. Because if you miss the June, you miss the July, you got to wait a year.
Wow.
How long is the test?
Test is like 3 hours, 60 questions, and it's like a 30% pass rate.
Wow.
I passed.
What is it like mainly about?
It's about the collective bargaining agreement, which binds the players. It does change a little bit, but the bargaining agreements are usually only changed every 8 to 10 years.
Okay.
So not every, right? So the bargaining agreement is between players, the PA, and owners that own the teams. There's only 32 owners, and they need an agreement to bind them together, and that's what the test is about. So injuries, drug policies, what could happen to your player if XYZ happens, like things like that. Then you need insurance every year, and you need to pay an annual fee to be an agent every year. So you don't need to be a lawyer, right? I would say it's half and half. The young guys are not lawyers anymore. They need to have style. They need to be able to hang out with their guys. Relationships, and network is huge. Like, that's what this is about.
Yeah, I feel like I hear a lot of controversy about, oh, you need to go to law school. You don't need to go to law school. I've met a lot of agents that aren't lawyers, and then I've met
a lot of lawyers look down even on agents. Like, I feel like it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like the one thing, if you are a lawyer, I would say you can have like side revenue coming in. Like I didn't have that from doing real estate closings, personal injury. Like I don't have that. So that's a lot of these guys that do that. Because only about 50 to 75 of the 900 agents really make 200 grand in this and actually do this full time.
Right.
It's very hard to do this full time.
Right. And you don't work with with it being an agent, you can either be an agent within a firm. Is that usually how it works, or then an independent agent? Yeah.
So some are independent, some are with a firm. I've been with a firm. Right now, I'm independent. You know,
do you prefer one or the other?
I want to be with a firm, and I think some opportunities might come about soon. Hope, fingers crossed. But currently independent, and you know, if you're with a firm, you're sharing the profits. Right. So that but then they pay expenses. So there's like
pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Yeah. All right, so talk to us. How did you get your first client?
Yeah. I'm trying to think who it was. That first year I signed 4 guys.
Okay.
I felt pretty good about them going into so for instance, you guys should know, like the football season ends December. January 1, New Year's, players start training for the draft. That's end of April. They need to learn how to run fast, lift weights, get big, right? So they go with trainers. If they're kickers, they go with a specific kicking coach. So I think I signed 2 linebackers, that's a defensive player, and 2 kickers that year. I had a feeling the kickers would make it. How did I get them? I had a connection through a coach that was like a private kicking coach. And through him, I got 2 guys and then worked with them January to April to place them on teams. Didn't have a guy drafted. There's only about 260 draft picks every year. If a player's not drafted, then there's another period after the draft where you sign with teams. So every team can have 90 players on the roster. It's very hard to even get a guy on a 90 man.
Right.
Then when the season starts, it goes from 90 to 53. So there's big cuts.
Right.
But that year I had 2 guys signed into the 90 man. It was a kicker out of Virginia Tech and a kicker out of University of Illinois.
So are you, because the draft just took place, are you in that period right now where it's the 90
right now? Now we're in the 90 man period. Right. Come September 1st, it will go to 53. Right. So a lot of guys lose jobs. Right. Practice squad starts, but yeah, the draft just happened. I had my first player drafted, which was exciting.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Congrats. Exciting.
And then I had another player sign after the draft in that undrafted period time. So he's on contract as well.
Right.
But yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And I guess, like you said, it's about like building those relationships. Yeah. So you got your first one through another relationship you had, and
totally.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I have going back to your points on law school. I think it's so interesting because I know a lot of people who don't know maybe this side of the industry go to law school because they want to be an agent. Is there anything that you now are experiencing thinking, oh, I wish I went to law school, or I wish I got to learn that before having to live in it, or anything?
I think just like sometimes reading the contracts or reading not just the contracts with teams, but the contracts with a player and agent, there's a contract.
Right.
It's a standard contract that you print and everyone signs the same one. But just like understanding some of the language, I know it now because I've been doing it.
Right.
Maybe I would have known it a little quicker if I went to law school. But this is like, it's the amount of contract work that's in this is probably 5%.
Right.
The other 95% is recruiting, having dinner with people, relationships, football evaluation. You need to sign players that actually make a team. You don't need to just sign a guy that can't walk and can't move. He's not going to make the team.
Yeah.
So 95% of it is not even contract talk or lawyer legal items, I would say.
Right. Is there any times where you've had to like seek counsel or like seek legal advice formally because it's just like a little bit past your?
So they're not too much like outsourcing it, but the NFL Players Association, the PA, has a legal counsel in-house. So sometimes I would email them to get some extra, hey, can you get eyes on this?
Right.
So they're there for you.
Right.
I basically work for them. So that's probably goes with that a little bit.
Have you ever had to deal with any legal drama with any contracts or PR crisis or anything to that effect?
I haven't, but I've been at, personally, no, thankfully.
No, come on.
I've been doing this for like 4 years certified, so I haven't had anything, thankfully. But I've been at a place before, I've interned, and there maybe were some PR things. So I've seen how that can go down, and then you need to have a plan and a team in place for that. But yeah, you don't want to deal with that. That's important why it's important to sign good character people so you don't have to be dealing with problems like that.
Right. No, 100%. Is there something that has like stuck out to you that you've seen before that even if it wasn't personally, but just kind of in the football space that's like, we can say like legal concern and not legal concern, but something that's like, ooh, there's definitely should have had second eyes on this, or like this happened because.
I'm trying to think. If there's not a good plan, things can happen like that. Like, yeah, like not too much legally, but maybe we didn't get on a team or this didn't work out with that team because the player wasn't in good shape or it wasn't a good fit. Like you need coaches to buy in with players to make it fit. So legally, no. But football evaluation, yeah, I've missed on guys. Definitely I've missed. And it happens. But you learn each year you go, like, I'm going to probably miss less because I'm not going to sign a guy that is not going to be able to make it.
Right.
Yeah. No, exactly. I want to learn more about like the draft process.
Yeah.
Like what is...
It's the most fun times.
Yeah. As an agent, like what is life like for you? Like where are you during the draft process?
Yeah.
Are you constantly on your phone? Are you making calls? Who are you calling? Like what's going on?
Great question. So the draft is April 24th, 25th, 26th, 3 days. First night, Thursday night, first round, it's on TV. It's a major red carpet event. Everyone knows about it. There's probably only 7 or 8 agencies that actually get a guy in the first round. Like most of it's dominated by 1 or 2, 3 firms. Second day, Friday night, is rounds 2 and 3. Third day, Saturday, is the biggest day, 4, 5, 6, 7th round. Okay, that's where the bulk of the players are taken, and then you have that undrafted period after.
Right.
So draft ends at 6 o'clock. From 6 to 8 o'clock, you're working the phones for guys that were not drafted, trying to get them on teams.
Right.
So I mean, you're talking to general managers, you're talking to coaches, you're talking to scouts. Every scout has a position. So if you're a receiver who catches the ball or a running back, that scout has that scout has that position. You're in communication with them, trying to work through scenarios. Hey, Miami's going to take my kid here if Cleveland doesn't take him, and Chicago's interested. So Miami, you better come to the table if you want the kid.
Right.
So you're trying to orchestrate things, and you kind of have an idea what's going to go into it, but you never know. There's trades that go on. Like,
Would you say most of your undrafted guys end up getting put on a team, like during that undrafted
always,
period?
Yeah, usually I've been very successful. This year I had one that was iffy, and we're still working. It could still happen.
Oh, really? It can happen up until
any time, really. It's harder now because it's later, but usually that's when you miss or you don't miss. But most of the time I'm hitting. I'm solid on that. But yeah, you're always on the phone, like nonstop on the phone. I just put it on speaker and I'm going. And then I'm like, okay, bye. And then I'm calling someone else back. And it's a lot.
Right.
So some guys have multiple phones. I don't, but it's a lot.
Is this at like all times of the night too? Like, does it not?
No, the draft starts at 12 o'clock and by 8 o'clock you're done. Like I went and had a drink that night and met friends. So
wait, so you said you, one of your guys got signed.
Yes, and one drafted too.
And one drafted. So how does that work now? So are you reaching out like for, legal wise, like with contracts and stuff? He's signed. Point. So what's going on with his contract? Are you like passing that off to the
process?
Yeah. So they have a contract negotiator. I would say the team
PA or the teams.
Each team has a negotiator.
Okay.
So the negotiator reaches out to me and says, "Here are the terms." So it's important to understand that year 1, the player is going to make $840,000. Year 2, they're going to make a little over $1 million. Year 3, they're going to make $1.25 million.
Right.
It's slotted.
It's
so
standardized.
I can't. It's standard. Joe Burrow to Trevor Lawrence to the last pick in the draft is going to make most of the time the same base salaries. The bonuses are different.
Right.
The bonuses are slotted. Like the top pick this year had about, I think it was 38 to 40 million, somewhere in that range. The last pick was about $90,000 to $100,000. So it really slots down.
Right.
But you're not, if you're in rounds 1, 2, or 3, you can kind of negotiate like terms of to protect your client. Like, is this going to be fully guaranteed money? Like if a player gets hurt, if a player can't perform anymore, is he going to still get paid? Is there a split in the contract? Meaning, if a player gets injured, they only have to pay him half the amount, half the down amount.
Right.
If a player doesn't get injured, they have to pay him the up amount. So you can negotiate like the amount of splits in the contract, things like that. So there are some negotiations that go on.
Yeah.
If you're in rounds 1, 2, 3, and sometimes 4, there's more of that. Round 7, there's not too much to do there. But then you sign it up. They have to pass a medical physical legally, right? And then they sign as well. And that's going on like right in the next month or so.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long does it usually take?
Yeah, like the top picks might not sign till June. You know, like my guy signed because there wasn't too much there. We just had to make sure the numbers were accurate. There's a formula that you have to do. But yeah, it goes on right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But so the first one they're getting their first year is going to be pretty standard because they're just kind of following whatever the PA is set.
It's a slotted value.
Right.
It goes up every year. It's the minimum base.
So and the only negotiation is those bonuses.
Kind of, and then like some of the terms of it, like what's guaranteed in the contract, because these contracts are not guaranteed. Right. There's something called guaranteed money and fully guaranteed money. Okay. So guaranteed money is just for injury. Fully guaranteed money is for skill and cap and injury.
Okay.
So they can't cut you because of skill, meaning you're not performing, or they can't cut you for cap reasons. So every team has to be under this cap.
Right. Right.
And injury. So if you're fully guaranteed, they could get rid of you and they owe you still.
They still have to pay you as if you're there. Yeah. Interesting.
I want to talk about challenges in the field.
Yeah.
That
good question.
That topic. So what is the hardest part about being a sports agent?
I think just the competition in it, like I talked about before, there's so many people that want to do it. There's like 900 agents, but really only 50 or 75 guys actually dominate and do well in this. So you're competing against like the big companies like that. And then you're also competing against the players. Like these kids are now 21, 22 coming out of college. The perception of these kids, they want cars, they want to look flashy. Like they're picking agents for the wrong reasons. So that is a challenge that is now facing. Like they want marketing, they want NIL, name, image, and likeness. Yeah. I'm sure you guys know about that. Like that's huge now, and that's something we face. So just like the expectation of the kid now is different. I'm also younger. Like I just turned 28. So I started in this at 24. I was representing guys that were a year below me or 22. Yeah, that is good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. I can hang with these guys and get down with them and hang out and talk about life and hang out. But it also is like, oh, well, you're not as experienced.
Right.
So there's like a double-edged sword there.
Right.
Now I'm at the point where I'm in a good like hot spot, I would say, where it's like, they like that I'm still young, but I have like 4 or 5 years under my belt. So it's a good like sweet spot.
You're in a good spot, right.
Good sweet spot.
Actually, on the like NIL, so like when they come to you, have you experienced what they'll come to you and say like, I want to endorsements, I want to do be brand ambassadors, I want to have that. How do you approach that? And is there ever a world where you say, okay, then you can get someone like a separate management to do NIL work?
Yeah, so that's a good thing about being with like large firms. They have that all in-house. You don't have to outsource it like you're saying.
Yeah. I
do have some resources that I can outsource PR, outsource marketing if I need extra hands. There's companies that do that, and go ahead and do it if you need that, and I will also try to do things too, but you need hands and help with this stuff.
And would you say for the like not as high or tier talent, do you have a lot of times brands coming to you or to the talent, or is it the other way around and talent kind of has to go out?
The talent wants it, but if you're not like the top 5-10% of guys, you're not getting it. The expectation of these guys is wrong, because in college they're getting endorsements because the local businesses are just throwing money, and they're getting it because it's local, but they might go get $5,000 to go appear at a car dealership to sign autograph for kids. Like them appearing for 1 hour, the value is not really $5,000, but the schools are just paying it. So now this kid's coming to me thinking that he's worth $5,000 an hour. I'm like, you're not. The only reason you were getting it is because you were sitting next to the star quarterback that was funding that whole day, basically. So the expectation is just wrong with these kids. They do deserve money. I 100% do. Don't get me wrong, but
the buyers aren't there right now.
The buyers aren't there unless you're top 10% Joe Burrows. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. So it's tough.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's definitely a hard industry to be in.
It's very competitive.
And how would you say like you specifically could handle the pressure from the teams on one side, the players, and then just all the other extra factors?
Just like setting realistic expectations, huge. Like immediately when I sign someone, like they need to know where they're valued, where they are projected in terms of the eyes of the teams. Like the media doesn't matter. The teams are the decision makers.
Right. So, like how many times do they say, well, Twitter says.
Twitter says, like I say the moms and dads all the time, don't read Twitter, don't read articles. They're not making the choices.
Yeah.
So it's tough to manage their expectations and then what the teams think of them, and you try to maybe change it and just present your player in the best light. But it's all about how athletic you are in the end too. Like, so.
Yeah. Have you ever had any issues with players like in the past where they're, I don't know, they're just like giving you trouble, like I want more, or this is not,
absolutely. Like people have fired me, or when I moved on to another company, they stayed back and went with them just because they thought that was best. Like, and you're the first one to be blamed. If something goes bad, they're coming to the agent and saying, why did this not work out?
Yeah.
And
it's all a game.
It's a game.
It is all a game.
So. What would you say just on that note, sorry, I'm like, I have a million questions.
No, go
what
on.
would you say is like your, like, I don't want to say thing as an agent, but like why me coming in as a prospective talent, like what's the best reason to work with you?
Yeah. I think a couple things. A lot of agents don't know the game of football. Like they cannot talk it. I can talk it. I have a background in it. You need to be able to talk about your client with teams. I do that. Not a lot of agents can. And then just passion and work ethic. Like I will outwork anyone like that. You need to be able to do that in this. It's 24/7, 365. And that's why a lot of people burn out quick. They can't handle that. And you're going to get rejected 10 times and win one. Get rejected 10 times, win one. Not many people can handle that, and I can. So just that fight, like you need someone to be a dog and just go after it, and I am.
Yeah.
Never given up.
Yeah, totally.
I love that.
Have you worked with a lot of women sports agents? How has that been?
This is a big trend going on. A lot of females are getting into it.
Yeah.
A lot of females they're getting into being agents, but they're also getting into being scouts and working for teams. That's huge now.
Yeah,
like
cool.
Last night, I talked to someone from the Tennessee Titans, and she is like an operations person who books all the travel and does some scouting. Like they're getting big into it. The thing I would say, the really successful agents that are females are with big companies, or I see a trend of they're almost latching on to another guy that is already an agent, and that combo is awesome.
Right.
It's a deadly combo in recruiting. If you can have a female and a male that have good chemistry, that come into a room and talk to a recruit, and they both bring something and they both have good energy, it's a good combo, and it's happening now a lot.
Really?
And that's a good way, I think, for maybe a younger agent that wants to learn the business and have some clients and really learn it, and they can bring good value, because there's like a need for, I would say, sometimes like the back end stuff that maybe a female might be better at, like the organization of things, and maybe hotel recommendations and like restaurants and stuff like that. Like having that combo of the male and female agency, I've seen that it's very hard to get in. It's successful. It is.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I didn't think about that, like the combo of the two, because I find I see it a lot in like even me for sober acting. I have like an agent that's a female and my manager's male, and it's interesting to kind of just see like the two dynamics. So I never thought about kind of having
they bring different skill sets.
Yeah, and I think both are needed. And at the end of the day, like there's certain things that both sides are going to bring. So.
And like maybe a player might feel more comfortable sharing something with a female, maybe that he can, they a little softer and spoken, but then you have the male that's going to drive them maybe a little bit and encourage in a different way. So it's just a great combo. I've seen it a lot recently. Yeah,
I love seeing the female sports agents, and especially the ones that are lawyers too. I think it's so cool and like so inspiring that they're doing that.
There's some big one, like there's a couple big time agents that are female, like huge. Dominating, huge.
And I mean, it's even more impressive because like, yes, I'm like, we'll go into it more about how hard it's been to even get into the industry, but being able to do that on top of it also being a woman in such a male-dominated industry,
hard.
You just know, like, they work together.
And the scouts work, too. Like I said, a lot of them working for teams. Like
to be able to get that in is just,
I know my roommate in law school, she can talk football.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Like she can talk.
President of the Sports Law Society.
President of the Sports Law Society. Shout out Olivia.
I remember her.
She can talk football. I would walk into our apartment and she would have on different TVs, different games going on. I'm like, what is happening in here?
Red zone.
I'm like, what is it? I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to bed. No, she's amazing. And I think it's so amazing to see all these females come into this industry. I mean, is it Jalen? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Jalen Hurts has
he actually made a statement saying like, I will only work with female. Yeah. I know. I love that. And I think the fact that you're saying it's not even just the agency side, like it goes past that. It's in like all areas of the team. That's good to know that like you don't have to go straight for that position. You can kind of work your way. I guess that will lead to my other question. What are other avenues maybe you've seen for people to get to that agency position? Like where maybe they can start somewhere else and work their way up?
Yeah. I mean, people working in PR, there's someone named Lindsay Waterhouse that I've worked with. She's awesome. She's amazing. Marketing, PR, kind of like concierge service type stuff and hospitality can kind of shift you into the agency world too. Because being an agent, you're not just doing contracts. Like I said, 95% of it is concierge service. So females are coming in that way too, I would say. Couple ways.
I think that's interesting because back to, you have to be a lawyer to be an agent. Like, there's so many other things that go into it besides contracts and besides the stuff like we learn in law school.
Go to law school if you want, because it's not that it's a fallback, but you have other streams of revenue. It's very important. Like, I do not have that. I had to kind of create my own other streams.
Right.
But go to law school if you want, but it's not a necessity here.
Right.
It's not.
My other thought was like, I guess if you're looking at different streams or if you're in law school thinking, oh my gosh, why am I in law school if I don't have any law school to be an agent? The other thought is, we mentioned it like slightly earlier, but all the players associations have in-house.
Yes.
So like I feel like that could also be another avenue to like go in-house at the players associations or at the teams or at the leagues. Like we haven't really talked about it too much, but I always say, like, when you look at the sports industry from a legal perspective, you can go three ways. You can go the agency route, so you can, like, do what we were talking about today, or you can go specifically with the teams. So that's, like, in-house at the not being able to name one football team, the Eagles. Or you can do in-house, that's four ways. Or you can do in-house at the league, so then you work at NFL, for example, and you're a lawyer there, or the Players Association is something that I don't think people think about enough.
They don't, and
every league has a Players Association.
Everyone has a Players Association. Like, if there needs to be, like, I'm trying to think, like there's a discrepancy about like a drug issue, or and someone gets fined, like they have in-house counsel. Like, there's tons of lawyers at the Players Association.
Anytime I say to people, I want to get into like sports law, they're like, so you want to be an agent?
Like, that's the most common thing.
There's so many different things to do.
I think people see like HBO Ballers is a show, or like Jerry Maguire.
Like, they're like, that's me, but the world is just
it's
different
not like
now.
that. And like HBO Ballers, The Rock was really the financial advisor in that, but you saw he was doing agent type things. Like 95% of agent work is not law and contracts. It's being a real human and communicating and having relationships with clients.
No, 100%. Do you see, like, just going back to NIL a little, just because I know it's such a hot topic, do you see it becoming a trend? I guess obviously a trend, but like 10 years ago, people can go in being like, I'm going to be an agent and I don't even have to touch NIL, where now it's kind of like a given, like you're going to have to do it.
I don't know if you have to do it, but there's ways to make money in it.
Right.
Like, these players that are in college right now, they're getting NIL. We need to make this clear. They're getting NIL from off the field name, image, and likeness, like a sponsorship, but then they're also getting money from the school now, because they're basically on salary with the school. That's basically what it is. It's from the collective salary. There's no cap on it.
Right.
Kid might get $100,000, and then another kid might get $500,000, and he's not happy. He's going to go transfer to go get $750,000 somewhere else.
Right, because that's not standardized at the NCAA, right? It's by the school.
They're letting them run with it. So you don't have to be involved in it as an agent, but there's ways to make money in it. I've done it a little bit. I would like to do more of it. The big companies are doing a lot of this, and that's how they're funding their NFL stuff, in my opinion.
Really?
Because you need cash to fund the players for the draft. So they're using the NIL to fund that. But yeah, I mean, that's all contract work too. Like, that's probably, the NIL stuff might be more contract work than the actual NFL agent stuff.
Yeah,
because
endorsement.
The NFL,
there's a lot of likeness rights in there.
Yeah, stuff like that. But also because The NIL space is very transactional, like deals.
100%.
Contracts and deals, stuff that you guys would learn from law school. The NFL space is 5% deals, and the other 95% is relationship communicating, like I keep saying. So a lot of lawyers are doing just NIL. They're not even touching NFL because you need certification. NIL, you don't need anything. It could be some random guy on the street doing it.
Yeah. Do you think that have you ever heard of firms being like, no, if you're going to sign with us, you can't have an outside like NIL agent?
So a lot of companies will try to get a guy in NIL when they're a sophomore, junior, and senior in college, hoping that then they'll have them for representation for the pro league, for the NFL. You can't put that in there. If you sign an NIL agreement, you can't say, this will bind you to us for your NFL representation in 2 years. That's illegal.
Right.
You just try to build the relationship with the player when they're 20 and they trust you. And then when they're 22 coming to the draft, they're just going to stay with John or whoever or Joe or whoever the agent is.
Right. So hypothetically, I'm so interested in this. Hypothetically, if like a more established player, let's just say like decides to change from like one firm to another.
Yeah.
But they say, oh, I have like a separate manager or a separate agent that just does my like endorsements and NIL. Can firms be like, no, like we will only take you if we can also do your endorsement deals, or they just...
I would say it depends on how big the client is, how big the player is. If the player is a first or second or third round pick and you want to get him for his football money, you're gonna take him no matter if he wants to go use some outside management company to do PR. You know, and with the understanding that maybe it's not non-exclusive and we can also bring you something.
Right, true. Okay.
So stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, what's one trend every future agent should be watching?
Oh, good question.
Great question. NIL is a big trend. We talked about that.
Yes.
Social media is a big trend. I think that's like the way of recruiting too. Like I'm constantly DMing and messaging recruits trying to get them to talk with me. Like I might not have a cell number. So social media is big, and in NIL, I think these players want to have their own identity and have a brand.
Yeah.
It's not just being in a helmet, putting your hand in the dirt and going to hit someone or catch a pass anymore. Like most of these guys want to have a clothing brand, or they want to have a YouTube page that they do a podcast, or they're playing golf with celebrities and they will film it. That's huge now. Golf YouTube is massive. So that's like a big trend. Like these are athletes, but they're also people. Like they're not just athletes. They're using their platform and they're creating brands for them, creating their own brand really.
Yeah. So to get clients, are you just like cold outreaching?
Yeah, I would say, and maybe 20 don't get back and then 1 or 2 get back to you. It's like a numbers game. If you have a phone number or you have a connection with a team, a school, a coach, that helps you. You know, maybe a former player is friends with that guy you're trying to get for the next year. That helps. Okay. But yeah, recruiting is the name of the game, like in anything. And that's like in any, like even like a law firm, they need to recruit new clients, like new companies to come in and do law items for.
It's very similar. You need to be social. You need to be able to network, have relationships. People want to be able to work with you.
Yeah.
It's very similar in that aspect. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like even though like we keep saying like you don't need a law degree to be an agent, a lot of these skills that you will learn in law school, maybe not the actual work, but it is transferable, right?
Totally.
You'll learn
100%.
like the actual skills you learn well in law school is things that you're going to be able to take to basically any workspace. But
Definitely.
Yeah, you just have another degree under your belt that, like you said, can help you with other areas of revenue as well.
Yes,
for
totally.
sure.
All right, should we do some agent speed round?
Yes.
Rapid fire questions?
Yes, let's do it. Okay.
Let's go.
What was the first contract you ever negotiated? And was it success or disaster?
I would just say it was a rookie deal with one of those kickers I mentioned earlier. A really cool one that I just did recently. A kid from Germany came over to the U.S., got signed to the Atlanta Falcons, and there was some negotiation in that because there were a couple teams that wanted him. You need leverage. So that was a really cool one, happened like a month or 2 ago.
Is there any weird things because he was from overseas with immigration?
Yeah, so we had a law firm that handled the visa process.
O1? Probably.
I'm drawing a name of I'm forgetting, blanking on the name. I think it was a P1 visa he might have needed. Basically, you need a sponsor. So like the Falcons or his team, they sponsored him.
Right.
So that was cool. I worked with the lawyer who was kind of in touch with the embassy. And then I was the middleman between the player and the lawyer. So that was really cool.
Interesting.
It just got approved. And having the law firm helped because they fast tracked it. You can't just get a passport and a visa that quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
So they fast tracked it, and within 2 weeks we were done, and he was back here.
Right. That's so cool. That is really cool.
Yeah,
that's actually interesting because even as a lawyer, like I feel like if people are like, oh, I want to do sports law, things you don't think about sports and entertainment, I would say, is there's so much immigration because like you're coming from anywhere. We've talked about this, like you might have someone going to a team overseas. Like there's so much immigration.
Like this law firm, just on the law topic, as a law podcast. This law firm handled actors, actresses, comedians, like anyone that needed to travel quickly and get visas quickly, and high-end VIP people. That's what this firm handled.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
See, like there's so many different routes, like to get to the end goal of being in the sports world. Like,
all right, next, one celebrity or athlete you would love to represent.
Yeah. I mean, I want to tell, like, I don't get starstruck with anyone. I've worked in sport or hospitality around famous people, so I don't get starstruck. But someone that is retired that I like to maybe mimic myself after, or future clients I would love to have be like him, Peyton Manning. I'm sure you guys know him. Classy guy, businessman, carries himself well. He commands presence. He's a leader on the field and off. Like he would walk up the line of scrimmage. He used to yell, Omaha, Omaha. And like everyone, I just love that. Like everyone listens and he has presence and he commands. Sharp dresser, like just classy, good dude. So sometimes people are like, who would you want to have dinner with if you could? Like he'd be my choice.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story about Eli Manning.
Okay.
So one day, I was
sorry, I just never know what to expect when you say you have a funny story.
So one day, I was studying for finals at New York Law School in Tribeca, and me and my friends were losing our minds, losing it. We were like crying, we're dumb, we don't want to study anymore. We were disasters. And we walk out of the school after being in the library for like 8 hours, and like, there's no windows, there's nothing. You're just down there in the dark.
Yes.
And we walk out of the law school and I go, oh my God, like Eli Manning just walked by. There was like no one else on the street, just him.
Crazy.
And he was like going to some event, and I guess he was like on his phone like looking for it. And I go to my friend, she's like, oh, like we're all messed up just from studying. I go, oh my God, look, it's Eli Manning. She goes, Eli Manning? And she runs up to him and taps on him and goes, can I take a picture with you? And he was like, yeah, of course. And I took a picture for them. And I was like,
that shows
he was so nice.
That shows like these guys are just regular guys. Like they're walking the same streets you are. Like they have to get home somehow. They maybe jump in a cab or Uber like you do. Like they're just regular guys, but that's cool. That's fun.
It was just funny. Like we did not expect to like walk out of the law school and see Eli Manning standing out there. So
that's funny.
No, honestly though, like I actually really like that answer because we've talked about it a little bit on the podcast, but I feel like one of the ways to get you to your end goal, I've said this thing before, but is find someone that's already in that position and watch their path to get there. And though you're not going to have the same path, but it's just like a good representation of like, okay, not to sound weird, but like, who do I want to be? Like this person, I want to have their title, I want to have their clients. How can I get there? How did they do it?
And when I first wanted to become an agent, I was like, okay, I need to learn about the top 10 companies, the top 10 agents. How did they get to where they are? And I just started researching people, watching videos, reading articles about people. Sports Business Journal is kind of like a law journal for sports. I read that religiously in college. Like, I need to learn everything because my competition's going to know that, so I need to learn. So that goes to your point.
Well, you were on top of it in college. You were on the sideline at Temple with the headsets on.
I know. I didn't do like a fraternity, so that was kind of my side thing.
Yeah. You knew what you wanted, and you know, you're going to keep growing.
Too. Like, you have to find your thing in law school, in undergrad, in math, whatever you're doing. Like, find your thing. We've talked about how if it's like the entertainment association, is it like find whatever's going to help you, like get that extra push, get that extra in, and that's how you go. Those are the extra steps that are important.
Yeah.
Okay, what is a red flag in client contracts that you've seen too many times?
I would say just like the problem in football is that this money is not guaranteed. Like, some guys are getting fully guaranteed money. It's going towards that, but it's still only a top % of guys that are getting that. Baseball, the contract's guaranteed. You know, hockey, I'm not 100% on, but I don't think it is.
I should know.
But,
I don't know.
I was gonna ask you now.
But
I think not entry level, but I think after
there's
like
a couple
once you're
stages.
after entry. I think. Don't quote me.
But like these teams are just constantly trying to take advantage of the players. They're trying to put splits in the contract. Like I mentioned, a split before is if you're injured, they're allowed to pay you a lesser amount than the up amount, the high amount.
Right.
Yeah.
So those two, I would say, like eventually, there's no reason the contract shouldn't be fully guaranteed.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, last question. Most underrated skill every agent should have.
I guess I'll like make up my own skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us.
It's called the 24/7 365 skill. Like you need to be all in with this or you will continue you'll get eaten up.
Yeah.
Like there's too many competitive good agents where if you're not 24/7 and have that skill of just drive and I'm putting my player before myself.
Yeah.
You're not going to make in this, you know, and you'll burn out. And after 3 years or so, you'll lose the license because you need to have a guy on a team or you'll lose the license within 3 years. It's something I didn't touch on.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
So you gotta like stay.
You got to be on top of stuff.
Pressure's
So,
on.
Can you retest?
yeah, you can retest.
You wouldn't want to have to do that.
So
but
no, and
Yeah.
you got to pay again. So
Yeah.
the skill's called 24/7. That's the skill.
Yeah. No, I
Also,
love that.
the lifestyle is definitely like demanding
It
too,
is.
because you have to get up and just like fly somewhere, leave, go
Yeah.
over here, go see a player playing in another
Absolutely.
state.
Like you need FaceTime with these players or they'll leave you.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
players that jump. It's an agent to agent to agent all the time. Like you need to retain your clients. That's a
Right.
huge thing here. So
Yeah.
24/7 skill. I'm gonna make that
Yeah.
skill up. Like that's a thing.
Yeah. Wait, I
Actually-
don't know. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I don't know if you talked about. Is there ever exclusivity in your contracts of like they have to stay with you or with
No,
an
this is an
agent?
at-will contract.
Always? It
So
has to
there's a
be, or-
thing where you have to put it within 5 days. If it's in writing, the contract's terminates at will. So
Is that like like it has
Yeah.
to be with the PA?
yeah, the
Wow.
PA. It's really just a standard agreement.
Right.
Sometimes, as a rookie, people put in the contract like, if you leave me within the first year, you have to pay back the expenses that I shelled out on you in the beginning.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
a term like a addendum that we use. That's
Okay.
a law term.
Yeah.
So these are things that I've learned like as I've
Yeah,
gone.
an at-will
Right,
contract.
right.
So
Yeah,
at
no.
will, addendum, these are some law
Yeah,
things. So
yeah. You're learning them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No,
good.
for sure.
I actually
Good
have
question.
a funny story. So was it this fall? It was this fall.
Yeah.
One of Mike D's players came to play at MetLife against the Giants,
Yes.
and we went to the game, and it was to support, and it was just so
I
much
love it.
fun. And then we were able to go in like the family tent after and
Nicole
hang
made
out.
herself right in there.
I mean,
in the
was that
family
right at
tent.
She's like,
home?
oh yeah, she walked right in. No one even asked me. I'm like,
No one
bummer.
asked anything. Mike D was like, "How did you get in there?" I was like, "I don't know."
There was only a few tables and all the chairs were taken, but Nicole had a seat right in the middle with the families
yeah,
and the
that makes
players.
sense.
But it
and
was so fun, and I want to go again.
Yeah.
If like go to Nashville or somewhere fun. I mean,
hopefully
that's
Nashville
like
this year, yeah.
the fun part about like being a sports agent or being a lawyer in like the sports area is like you get to go to games and just like travel.
Yeah, and, like,
which
that's
is the good
work,
part.
which is
Obviously, it's not
cool.
that's the glamorous part. There's the non-glamorous
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
but you know, there's those fun parts of it. Being
Yeah,
able to go to
there's-
games, experiencing that with friends and family, and
Definitely. And eventually, when you are that 50 to 75 category of agents that are doing this full time, like that's
Yeah.
your 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you go
that's nice.
have dinner, you go to a game, you go to a hotel lobby and see a player, like
Yeah.
you call players, like it's a lot of that. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's like a kind of like a balancing act and a
Yeah.
pedestal, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well,
We end the episode always on the same exact question, so we'll
Okay.
leave you this for this last one.
Cool.
If you got to give, like we said, one text or like one line of advice to yourself, it can be anything. Like when you were in school, when you like wanted to give up, 10 years back, whatever it is. What is like one line of advice that you wish you could pass back?
Yeah, like I probably still say this to myself, but like control the controllable and never give up. Like I kind of went into this thinking I could do this full time immediately, and I'm still climbing here a couple years in. So control the controllable, CTC. A coach told me that once that I worked with at Temple, and never forget that. And it just like never give up. Like you want to do something that you love, and that's what I'm going towards.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well,
that's
thank
amazing
you.
advice.
Thank you guys.
This was amazing. I'm so interested in this, and it was fun actually getting to dive into
Good.
someone who knew about it. So that was so cool.
Yeah, thank you so much
Great.
for joining us.
Yes, I'm
Awesome.
sure we'll bug you to have you back again. We
Good,
need
I'd
we
love
need to
to.
hear
Yes, and I hope the audience enjoyed it.
more. Yes.
Our first male
Nice.
guest.
So exciting.
Thanks.
So
Thanks.
exciting, sports agent. We're getting into the sports world now. We talked a lot about entertainment, law school advice,
Yes. Season
et cetera.
2, we're touching on all the different
Yes.
industries here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Cool.
exciting.
Thank you
Well, thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Such a great episode. I loved learning about that.
I know. I feel like I had a million questions and I still have a million more, so I'll definitely be bugging him.
Yeah, no, that was a great episode. It was different for our audience. I hope you guys really enjoyed it.
Comment down below your thoughts if you want somebody more in the sports realm. Maybe we want to see something like in-house side next time. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
But you know the drill, guys. Thanks for listening to today's episode. We will see you next Monday. Until then, make sure you follow us on all of our... Or 2 Mondays.
2 Mondays.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We'll see you. Sorry.
We're dropping every 2 Mondays.
You got to wait a little longer. We'll see you in 2 Mondays. But until then, you know the drill. Follow us on all our socials. Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify, YouTube. I think that's it.
I don't know if I can come up with any more.
We're out of social
We don't have Snapchat. Sorry, guys.
In the meantime, stay stylish.
Stay sharp.
And stay legal. Bye guys.